Grand Rising, Goddess of Light Magee, back for another morning session. I hope you guys will stick around. We are going to be continuing our book series, The Game of Life and How to Play It. All right. This is The Awakening, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Okay, we are done with our intro music. Thought I'd just share that little calming music with you guys. Turn that off. Just type in the chat. Waiting for some more people to join us this morning. I have had a wonderful weekend. I have enjoyed myself this weekend. Just getting to know me, getting to know me more and more. I'm going to just put that up there. Life is a game, and in order to win, you must first know thyself. Know thyself, young man. Know thyself, young woman. Okay, welcome to the Goddess of Light morning show. This is Goddess Nation over here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell twice. That way, whenever I go live or whatever I do on my channel, you will be here for it. It has been a long weekend because I didn't really have anything special, anything planned to do. But as you guys know, my birthday is coming up on Wednesday. Yes. September the 23rd. I love that number and I love that month. hmm Yes, September is the month of harvest. It's the month of reaping. It's harvest time. It's harvest time. Yes, I love the fall of the year. I like the way the leaves all fall from the tree and they turn colors and, letting us know the summer and the spring, all of that has passed. Is the season of fall. I love the fall. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. Okay, we are going to get started with our book. We are on chapter 5. We have read the first 4 chapters and hold on. No, we are on chapter 6. Take that back. We have read 5 chapters. Oh my goodness, let me go back. I thought we were on chapter 5. No, we did. Chapter 5 was the law of karma and the law of forgiveness. We have done that one already. I have my coffee, guys. Do y'all have your coffee? It's early, y'all. It's early. I know it's early. It's only 4:30. But like I said, I go to bed early, early to bed, early to rise. Mm. Folgers is the best coffee. Okay. Y'all hear me getting a few sips of coffee every now and then, so please excuse me. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The game of life and how to play it. We're on chapter 6, casting the burden, impressing the subconscious. When man knows his own powers and the workings of his mind, his great desire is to find an easy and quick way to impress the subconscious with good, for simply an intellectual knowledge of the truth will not bring results. In my own case, I found the easiest way is in casting the burden. A metaphysician once explained it in this manner. He said, the only thing which gives anything weight in nature is the law of gravitation. And if a boulder could be taken high above the planet, there would be no weight in that boulder. And that is what Jesus Christ meant when he said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. He had overcome the world vibration and functioned in the fourth dimensional realm, where there is only perfection, completion, life, and joy. He said, come to me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. We are also told in the 55th Psalm to cast our burden upon the Lord. Many passages in the Bible state that the battle is God's, not man's, and that man is always to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. This indicates that the superconscious mind or Christ within. Did y'all catch that? The superconscious mind or Christ within, that's in parentheses, is the department which fights man's battle and relieves him of burdens. We see therefore that man violates the law if he carries a burden. And a burden is an adverse thought or condition. And this thought or condition has its root in the subconscious. It seems almost impossible to make any headway directing the subconscious from the conscious or reasoning mind, as the reasoning mind, the intellect, is limited in its conceptions and filled with doubts and fears. How scientific is it to cast the burden upon the superconscious mind or Christ within, where it is made light or dissolved into native nothingness? For example, a woman in urgent need of money made light upon the Christ within, the superconscious, with the statement, I cast this burden of lack on the Christ within, and I go free to have plenty. The belief in lack was her burden, and as she cast it upon the subconscious with its belief of plenty, an avalanche of supply was the result. We read, the Christ in you, the hope of glory. Another example, one of my students had been given a new piano, and there was no room in her studio for it until she had moved out the old one. She was in a state of perplexity. She wanted to keep the old piano, but knew of no place to send it. She became desperate, as the new piano was to be sent immediately. In fact, was on its way with no place to put it. She said it came to her to repeat, I cast this burden on the Christ within and I go free. A few moments later, her phone rang, and a woman friend asked if she might rent her old piano, and it was moved out a few minutes before the new one arrived. I knew a woman whose burden was resentment. She said, I cast this burden of resentment on the Christ within, and I go free to be loving, harmonious, and happy. The Almighty subconscious flooded the subconscious with love, and her whole life was changed. For years, resentment had held her in a state of torment and imprisoned her soul, the subconscious mind. The statement should be made over and over and over. sometimes for hours at a time, silently or audibly, with quietness but determination. I have often compared it to winding up a betrothal. We must wind ourselves up and use spoken words. I have noticed in casting a burden, after a little while, one seems to see clearly. It is impossible to have clear vision while in the throes of carnal mind. Doubts and fears poison the mind and body, and imagination runs riot, attracting disaster and disease. In steadily repeating the affirmation, I cast this burden on the Christ within and go free. The vision clears, and with it, a feeling of relief. And sooner or later comes the manifestation of good, be it health, happiness, or supply. One of my students once asked me to explain the darkness before dawn. I referred it in the preceding chapter. Hold on, let's go back. I referred in a preceding chapter to the fact that often before the big demonstration, everything seems to go wrong, and deep depression clouds the consciousness. Let's read that again. And deep depression clouds the consciousness. It means that out of the subconscious are rising the doubts and fears of the ages. These old derelicts of the subconscious rise to the surface to be put out. It is then that man should clap his cymbals like Jehoshaphat and give thanks that he is saved. Even though he seems surrounded by the enemy, the situation, or lack, or disease, the student continued, "How long must one remain in the dark?" And I replied, "Until one can see in the dark. And casting the burden enables one to see in the dark." In order to impress the subconscious, active faith is always essential. Faith without works is dead. In these chapters, I have endeavored to bring out this point. Jesus Christ showed active faith when he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground before he gave thanks for the loaves and the fishes. I will give another example showing how necessary this step is. In fact, active faith is the bridge over which man passes to his promised land. Through, man- Through misunderstanding, a woman had been separated from her husband, whom she loved deeply. He refused all offers of reconciliation and would not communicate with her in any way. Coming into the knowledge of spiritual law, she denied the appearance of separation. She made the statement, "There is no separation in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot be separated from the love and companionship which are mine by divine right." She showed active faith by arranging a place for him at the table every day, thereby impressing the subconscious with a picture of his return. Over a year passed, but she never wavered, and one day he walked in. The subconscious is often impressed through excuse me. Let's read that again. The subconscious is often impressed through music. Music has a fourth dimensional quality and releases the soul from imprisonment. It marks it makes wonderful things seem possible and easy of accomplishments. I have a friend who uses her vitriol daily for this purpose. It puts her in perfect harmony and releases the imagination. Another woman often dances while making her affirmations. The rhythm and harmony of music and motion carry her words forth with tremendous power. The student must remember also not to despise the day of small things. Invariably, there before a demonstration comes signs of land. Before Columbus reached America, He saw birds and twigs, which showed him land was near. So it is with a demonstration, but often the student mistakes it for the demonstration itself, and is disappointed. For example, a woman had spoken the word for a set of dishes. Not long after, a friend gave her a dish which was old and cracked. Excuse me. She came to me and said, "Well, I asked for a set of dishes, and all I got was a cracked plate." I replied, "The plate was only signs of land. It shows your dishes are coming. Look upon it as birds and seaweed." And not long after, the dishes came. Excuse me for 1 second, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue where we left off. Let's see. Continually making believe impresses the subconscious. If one makes believe he is rich and makes believe he is successful, in due time he will reap. Children are always making believe. And except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. For example, I know of a woman who was very poor, but no one could make her feel poor. She earned a small amount of money from rich friends who constantly reminded her of her poverty and to be careful and to be careful in savings. Regardless of their admonitions, she would spend all of her earnings on a hat or make someone a gift or be in a rapturous state of mind. Her thoughts were always centered on beautiful clothes and rings and things, but without envying others. She lived in the world of the wondrous, and only riches seemed real to her. Before long, she married a rich man, and the rings and things became visible. I do not know whether the man was the divine selection, but opulence had to manifest in her life as she had imaged only opulence. There is no peace or happiness for man until he has erased all fear from the subconscious. Oh, I like that. I'm going to read that again. I like that. There is no peace or happiness for man until he has erased all fear from the subconscious. Fear is misdirected energy and must be redirected or transmuted into faith. Jesus Christ said, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? All things are possible to him that believeth." I am asked so often by my students, "How can I get rid of fear?" I reply, by walking up to the thing you are afraid of. The lion takes its fierceness from your fear. Walk up to the lion and he will disappear. Run away and he will run after you. I have shown in previous chapters how the lion of lack disappeared when the individual spent money fearlessly, showing faith that God was his supply and therefore unfailing. Many of my students have come out of bondage of poverty and are now bountifully supplied through losing all fear of letting money go out. The subconscious is impressed with the truth that God is the giver and the gift. Therefore, as one is one with the giver, he is one with the gift. A splendid statement is, I now thank God the giver for the God the gift, for God the gift. Let's read that again. A splendid statement is, I now thank God the giver for God the gift. Man has so long separated himself from his good and his supply through thoughts of separation and lack that sometimes it takes dynamite to dislodge these false ideas from the subconscious. And the dynamite is a big situation. We see in the foregoing illustration how the individual was freed from his bondage by showing fearlessness. Man should watch himself hourly to detect if his motive for action is fear or faith. Choose ye this day, choose ye this day whom we will serve, fear or faith. Perhaps one's fear is of personality. Then do not avoid the people feared. Be willing to meet them cheerfully, and they would either prove golden links in a chain of one's good or disappear harmoniously from one's pathway. Perhaps one's fear is of disease or germs. Then one should be fearless and undisturbed in the germ laden situation, and he will be immune. One can only contract germs with vibrating at the same rate as the germ, and fear drags men down to the level of the germ. Of course, the disease laden germ is the product of carnal mind, and all thought must objectify. Germs do not exist in the superconscious or divine mind, therefore are the product of man's vain imagination. In the twinkling of an eye, man release will come when he realizes there is no power in evil. The material world will fade away, and the fourth dimensional world, the world of the wondrous, will swing into manifestation. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Okay, you guys, that is chapter 6. That was a long chapter. Chapter 6 was a long chapter. Our next chapter, chapter 7, is love, and we will continue that tomorrow. I try to at least do about 30 minutes in the morning. We're at 24 minutes right now. Hold on one second. Okay, I had to go on mute for a second. Mm, just having my coffee. Okay, we will continue chapter 7 on tomorrow, which is love. That should be an interesting chapter. Francis Scovel Shinn wrote this book in 1925, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Um, it's really something to think about. And all throughout my life, I was playing the game wrong. I did the usual, what do people do? They graduate high school, they go off to college, they do this, they do that, da 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 da. But after my awakening, June 2018, I came to the realization that I, like so many, have been living in an illusion, have been in the matrix, have been under the control of others, have been letting others control my life for most of my life until the awakening, really, because I was trapped in religion. And I thought that was the place to be, you know. I was saved, baptized, saved, um, attended church weekly, 3 times a week, living my life holy, quote unquote, holy, um, as directed by the Bible, and of course the preacher preaching. And I found out it was all about control. hmm Power, control, and money. So I am grateful to the ancestors. I'm grateful to the universe. I'm grateful to the creator for tapping me on my shoulder and leading me to the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. I never realized how powerful those words were when I would read them in the Bible. But this is the awakening. And now I know truth. I don't know all truth. No man knows all truth. But I do know truth, and I know that I am in a good place. I am free. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I am free. I am a free spirit. I walk and live my life under no one's control or power or banner. No. Mm-mm. I am me. I live as I see fit. I am guided by my own energy. I am guided by the universe as well, the creator, the ancestors, my intuition. I am guided by a brighter light than the one I was under. That religion is all about bondage. It's all about bondage. It's all about control, money, a lot of sadness, a lot of because there's so many restrictions. Excuse me. There are so many restrictions put on man's life when he gives himself up to the power of others. I remember um, that everything that you would possibly enjoy in your life, um, it was a sin. Yes, it was a sin. Some of the hobbies that you would get off into were sin. I used to like to play cards. Mm-mm, that's a sin. Can't play cards. That's the devil's work. hmm Everything was about the devil, and everything was about what you can't do. hmm Oh, I want to go out with friends. They are having a party, a get together at a club. Oh no. Mm-mm. Oh, you're gonna have to repent if you do that. You're gonna have to repent. You are willfully sinning. Ah, yeah, that's willfully sinning. Oh my goodness. I am so happy that I don't have to listen to those words. I don't have to hear those words in my ear. Willfully sinning. Oh, it does something to me to this day. So, but I am over it. I am over it. Like they say, once you wake up, there is no going back to sleep. Once you go down that rabbit hole, you can't say, "Oh, no, 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 pull me up, pull me up." Once you go down there, you're down there, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm glad I went down the rabbit hole. I am so much happier. My life is so much better, and I am winning. I am finally winning. I am playing the game of life, and I am winning. Mhm. Yes, I have never felt so much peace and love and calmness and stability and having my desires met. Mhm. There's two more desires that I am working on. And if I play this game of life the way Miss Florence Scovel Shins directs me to, then I will have total 100% winnings. With an S, winnings. Yes, so enough of that. We will continue on tomorrow with the awakening, the game of life, and how to play it. Okay, you guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell twice. That way, whenever I go live or whatever I do on my channel, you will be here for it. Now, I will be back later on today and probably will do some meditation with you guys, some affirmations. Um, we might even talk a little bit. I had some questions about sage burning on last night. I might go back and touch on that. And I don't know what time, but I'll be back later on today. It is Monday. Happy Monday. It's the start of a new week. Hope you guys go out and make it a great week. Uh, I send you positive energy, love energy, light energy, abundance energy, prosperity energy, protection energy, healing energy. I send it out to you, family. Okay? All right. I am out of here. Talk to you guys later. Namaste.